right. It's magic. And it is magic. All things Mooney. I am so glad to be here with the Mooney family. All things Mooney. Introduce yourselves so that nobody calls you Spring by the wrong name and doesn't mistake Dwayne for Daryl and Daryl for Dwayne.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
So, my name is Daryl Mooney.
Yes.
You're the
No,
favorite.
I'm Spring Mooney, the favorite. Absolutely.
Yes.
And I am wearing one of my shirts from One Moon Mini Stars. And this is my brother.
Dwayne Mooney. I'm the youngest, oldest twin.
Of the Mooney
Yes,
twins.
I'm
Right.
Dwayne Mooney of the Mooney Twins.
Of the Mooney twins.
And we are comedians, investors, and entrepreneurs. And we're just so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be doing an interview with my sister.
This is actually the first
This
time,
is
and
awesome
I love it.
on our father's birthday.
Yes, 80th birthday.
Yes.
Oh my
80th
God.
birthday.
80th.
Looking more like.
Fabulous.
How old
Yeah.
are you doing?
I'm
you don't wanna
85. 85.
Okay. So he was younger
Yes.
than you
Yes.
by 25
Yes.
years. Okay.
Oh my
so,
God. How
He
great
he
is
had
it?
me when he was 2.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I tell you, not everyone is privy to the stories that were told, the beautiful stories that were shared at this memorial that you'll see in post. And the one thing I think is funny is when Paul was going into his routine that he was doing what for acting now? Getting into character for what?
Oh, he was getting in character for the Mac 2.
And
That's
tell
what he was doing.
our audience about this.
You know,
This is
he's doing
hysterical.
the Mac 2, my brother and I, we were the oldest, so he was always like, you don't call me dad. You two are much too old looking. We had beards at 15. And he was like, you look too old. Don't call me dad. Call me your brother. I'm your brother.
Yeah, I
your-
feel like I have to chime
Yes.
in here because I have
Please
to be
do.
Daryl.
Yes,
Please,
yes,
she's gotta
we're
be there.
your brother.
We're your
Yes.
brother. We're brother. We're not. It hurt us. Our father to call us his brother. I was like, what the fuck wrong with him, right? He's so Hollywood. He's too Hollywood. And he was getting in character for the Mac 2, right?
Which
the movie.
was about being a pimp.
Of being a pimp.
Right.
And so he said, look, y'all put on these pimp hats, because he had this 1969 Cadillac convertible, white. He said, we're going to drive down Sunset Boulevard. And we drove, because he's in character. He's like, I'm in my Mac energy. And we in the back seat with the hats on. We just cruising. Then we stop by and we see these 3 hoes.
Fine hoe.
Fine hoe. Thank you. Go ahead. Fine
Fine
hoe.
hoes.
One dark skinned, chocolate, one light skinned, and then the third one a Latina. And she's like, he's talking, he gets out the car, so I'm gonna get out the car. He's doing, yeah, baby, I'm looking for some hoes. I need a new harem. I want y'all to be my hoes. It was like, who are those 2 gentlemen with you, those 2 handsome twins? He said, those are my sons.
Wait. We're not your
He said,
son.
motherfucker, we your brothers.
And that's not even the kicker. The kicker is that the twins used to clean for friggin' Richard Pryor
We used to clean his house.
and find the money.
And
Tell
find
him.
the money, put
And
the
do what
money
with
in
the
our
money?
pockets.
Yes.
Right? And then we stumbled on this aluminum foil, small little aluminum foil. And we threw that, we get that shit out the refrigerator. He came and said, I love you like I love my own sons, but find my cocaine.
How
He
did,
found that shit.
how did he do it again?
He said, that's what he did. I love you like I love my sons, but find my cocaine.
Oh my God.
And then when we found, he said, thank you for finding my cocaine. Now get the fuck out. All 4 of you.
Oh my God, Richard Pryor was so fantastic. And your father was such a dear friend. I remember at the Comedy Awards with George Schlatter back in the day. Your dad had escorted him. I had just started stand-up comedy, really. And I was thrown in the mix of Paul Mooney, and I had a chance to open for him for 15 times. And not many people can say that. I can tell you something. He never bought me breakfast once, and it was okay. It was okay.
no,
Never.
don't-
You know what? It's so funny because I would say, "Let me get this." He'd say, "Sure," and that's why I thought it was so funny when Chris was doing the impersonation of him. Oh, he could drink a drink, and you would not even know. I can't do it.
No, you can't.
You
because
can't. It was an
I would
art.
have to tell him to chew when he was eating. Chew, honey, chew. You're just swallowing. Chew.
And we were in Washington. We were in D.C., and I'm telling you, that was my first intro to being young, gifted, and he would say, "Look at her, Sunda Croonquist, young, gifted, and black." And they gave this huge applause, and then he said, "Too bad she's a nigger." And that's how it was. And every time, and let me tell you who came to see him: congressmen, mayors, governors, all these people from the Doll League, which is like a Jack and Jill shoot. Like, I was just amazed at how many people of power.
Well, because he spoke truth to power.
Yes.
And a lot of them could not be free to say what they wanted to say. So they would see Paul Mooney to get that stress release. He was like, he would speak for them. So you would see politicians, you would see people from all walks of life coming to see Paul Mooney.
He actually got a kick out of that. Like,
Yes.
To be honest, it's like because he spoke his mind so freely. Like if people got up and walked out his show, he'd actually like heckle you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're leaving?
Yeah.
Good. Yes. ah, yes, you're leaving. So it's like he had no fear. Like truly amazing. Like just a cool cat. The things that you guys are talking about, I honestly don't really know because that would make you so much older than me, which is perfectly
does
fine.
happen.
Which is perfectly
I'm just
fine.
waiting for
And I'm ju-
grandchildren.
I'm just like, oh, he used to do that back in 1920.
Yes.
Because he stopped. Well, that was look at the Oprah. Please, the Oprah was the best one. How he kept his teeth white.
Yes.
But wait, how about Oprah's face?
Yeah. Well,
He
you
talked
know,
about Oprah bad.
the
bad,
joke
didn't he?
with our father is like, he's been around forever. They said he wrote for Moses. That's how old he is.
But let's talk about the dancing qualities. These
He
are the
was a
things that
dancer.
kids- You
This
guys
is-
did not know this.
He was a dancer. People don't understand that our father comes from entertainment, the theater, dancing. So when you would see him on stage, you would see that royalty. He knew how to work a stage, literally.
The whole stage.
The whole
he would use
stage.
It. He would use his physicality.
Yes, he would use his physiology and his voice. He would throw his voice through the mic. But that's because he has such command. Because he started off as a dancer. He was a lead dancer in San Francisco on a dance show. He was the top dancer. I mean, he's done so much. He's done theater when he was in the Army. He handled a theater troupe. He went on tour with Jane Fonda, FTA. So this man really got around.
But it needs to be known more, and that's why I'm so glad we're doing this, because this is just one of
there's more to come,
so more Moonies to
Yes.
come, because we would not be having the freedom to sit here as a woman of color and make the jokes that I do
No.
if it hadn't been for Paul. We wouldn't have seen, like he said, all the Chris's. Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, Chris Spencer's, all the Chris's.
Yes.
They wouldn't have had any of this freedom to be able to say the things that are on our minds that we have to now. However, turning back in this climate, how do you think it would be?
Yeah, I mean, now you have to hold your tongue because you offend so many people by saying just what's on your mind or whatever. But
They got to get over it real quick. It's
no,
done.
because how do you become a comedian? It actually makes you like
That
unfunny.
cancels out a
Like
comedian.
it makes you unfunny. It makes you not want to be a comedian if you have to hold your tongue for everything. That's why I like applaud my dad so much because he didn't give a fuck. So it's like if you have that attitude, you're gonna say what you feel. Like my dad is funny because he spoke truth and because he made the truth funny, but it was real. Like he lived through it and just made a joke out of it so he could keep from crying. Because
Right, so
honestly,
painful.
you would want to start crying.
Oh, and when I tell you start crying, Paul would say, nothing fucking changed. That's what he was going to say. And I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I had my hair cornrowed 3 days ago, and I was at this place that I love. And I'm going to say the name because I'm going to say the name. I was at Trove up the street, and I get wonderful things from there. And I had my hair in cornrows this time. And I'm going to tell you something. I knew there was a problem when the woman said, "Can I take those for you when you go to the fitting room?" And I
Whoa.
looked at her and I said, "I'm not trying this on. It's a consignment shop. If it doesn't fit, I'll give it away or whatever." That wasn't it. When I decided I was going to get this one item, she accused me of putting a sticker on for 75% off. And then she called the owner and the police while I was there. And, like, it was just so bizarre that this was happening to me. Like, and, like, why? Why? And she said to me, "This has nothing to do with your color." I didn't say that.
But
You
doesn't
said
it?
that.
Whoa.
Because let that be reversed,
My
then it's the
God.
complexion for the protection for the collection.
Whoa.
And black hair matters.
Yes. So
It
she
does.
thought you were
That's-
Queen Latifah.
I don't know. You know how many people
Set
have
it
said
off.
that about me?
Yeah, set it off.
So
Right. She went
funny.
way back.
But it's just so funny. People think, okay, it can't happen to you. You know, yeah, it does happen. It does happen. And you
No,
know,
it's real. It's our father really stood up for that. He took a
Yeah.
stand. And you have to understand that when he was doing comedy, it was before Def Jam. It was for when black comedians just get up and talk about the hood and talk about what they wanted to talk about. Paul Mooney was talking about social issues in white comedy clubs. You have to understand that this is where black comedy nights started with Paul Mooney. Because they
believe
would
it.
put him on late because they didn't want the regular audience to see him. So it'd be about 3 or 4 white folks left in the audience. But what happened was the word got out, and black folks from the hood would come to the Comedy Store at 12 o'clock at night just to see him. So we'd have lines around the corner of black folks coming in to see him, buying drinks, by the way,
Okay.
making the Comedy Store rich.
Yes.
And they would see him and he would hold court. I think the act they would do about 20 minutes. My father would do about 2 hours. He would hold court. But you have to realize this is how he became so good because he got so much stage time with an audience that loved him. So
Yes,
the
loved him.
the more he would talk, the more they would root him on. Yeah, that's right, Paul. Go ahead, Paul. Yeah.
Preach
so
it.
he preach. So he would just go on and on and on.
Leaving them there long enough so that, we could rob their car.
Yeah, right. Right. That was his
Oh my
favorite
God,
joke.
Paul and his
Right.
Cadillac.
My nigger friends are stealing your
keeping
cars.
you here
Oh
long
my
enough.
God.
My
So
nigger
that-
friends.
Nigger friends. Nigrodamus.
Yes.
Oh my God,
So
all
it's
of them.
classic.
Oh,
And the other part is, he did it with such articulation.
Because he went to their schools.
and perfect enunciation. It made it clear.
You hear
Okay.
me?
Because he said, "I'm going to speak just like you."
Yes.
Hello.
I speak the king's language.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you what really is interesting is that I know when we talk about legends, Jackie Mason passed away.
Yes.
Right, and Jackie had gotten
Love Jackie.
into this business.
Mhm.
All right, because Paul said, "What took you so long?" And I said, "Well, I was a serious actress." He said, "What were you acting in?" And like nothing. Okay. Well, I was a serious actress.
That's funny. That's funny. That's
Yeah.
I have no answer.
That's hilarious.
Jackie made so I get out of stage.
I find that very interesting about my dad too is the fact that so many people, like, when they would interview him and things, think like, "You're not mad that you're not mainstream." But it's what's so funny is that he knew he was mainstream, and that's what I love so much about him, is because even if he got only one person to watch him, which that clearly wasn't the case, he was so confident in who he was that
right.
it's like he could care less. It wasn't about being on every single channel on TV because he knew who his following was, and he did it for the people and to educate them. And so I'm just so appreciative of the people that reach out to me on social media and like, "Thank you for sharing your father with us," because it's just so heartwarming, because it's like, that's truly the love of my life. Like, my first crush is my dad.
Of
and so
course.
it just like literally uplifts me, because I'm just like, wow, I am like, did I really share him? And
No,
then
you're
when
spoiled
because to me,
too.
like, I don't think I shared him until I grew up and realized, oh, this fool was truly an icon.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me.
Yes.
Like,
You don't see it when they're alive,
when
right? They're just working.
The thing is because it's just my dad, like a
Just your
busy
dad.
dude. Like, people have to remind me that he's like, "Don't you remember your dad came to career day at school?" I was like, "Did he?" I was probably so embarrassed. Like,
Why?
are you
Oh
at
my
school?
God, it's like my
Because I'm a
kids.
kid. Like how my kids think that I am so uncool. I'm like, baby, Baby,
You ain't woke, right?
she is the coolest.
Okay.
But they're like, Mom, that was cringe. I'm like, how do I look up cringe? I guess that's what
Oh
it is.
my God! But did he love his grands?
Yeah, so much.
Did he love his grands? Did he
Yeah,
had a
so
name for each
much.
one? Come over here, you little Creole. I'm like, who am I talking to?
Yeah.
He's scared of even
No,
the
he
first
called
time.
them Blacksicans.
Yeah,
Oh.
he said,
Little
I have the
Blacksicans.
cutest little Blacksicans. He said I was cursed because he said people think, he was like, like my daughter married a white man and she's had a kid and that's
His other
Lily
daughter-
White.
His other daughter.
Right.
Yeah, his other daughter. And then me, I married a Mexican and I have the cutest little Blacksicans. So he's like, I'm cursed because where are the black babies at?
Right.
Where
right,
are the black
right,
babies?
right.
Do you know what line he gave me? I was on Jerry Lewis Telethon. I'll never forget. Barry Katz had prepped me. If you know Barry Katz is from Last Comic Standing, he goes, "I'm going to tell you, you're going to bomb. It's going to be awful. The telethon is terrible. Jeff Ross bomb. Elaine Boozer. You're not going to do it." I kill because your father gives me this line, and it says, "I'm African. I'm halfway there." Okay? That was the end of it because I couldn't use the N word.
Right.
Right.
Okay? Because but it was my whole nail salon routine, which he used to bite on. Do you remember my nail? Listen, they try to say I stole somebody's nail salon routine. I was doing that routine for that child got her period. But listen to what happened. I'm doing this nail salon routine, right? Paul bites right after, and he makes this nail salon routine of mine beautiful. Like he just did a Rembrandt.
But you realize what he was about. He knew a good joke when he stole
Yes,
one.
he did.
Yeah.
He didn't steal it. He's painting it for me. Yeah,
he's
he
painting
did. He
it.
painted. He said,
Yeah.
"Oh," he said, "you have to get the hedge clipper now. You got to get the hedge clipper." That's smart. Boom,
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah.
boom.
No, brilliant.
He unarmed the
Brilliant.
audience. He
Brilliant.
unarmed them because they were saying like, "Wow, she can't do that. She can't impersonate people like that." Yes, you can. It's comedy.
It's comedy.
And if we give into this climate, I don't know what to say because I'm from New Jersey and I'm not from here. So guys, you know where I'm from. So for example, I'll tell my daughter, listen, you go to the Indian store to pick up whatever, right? Then we have the Puerto Ricans at the bodega, right? But now everybody's like, you can't call
can't
it like
say-
that.
yeah, no.
Well, what are you gonna call it? Because
My
guess
kids
what?
tell me I'm racist all the time, honey. Don't you worry
Are you
about it.
serious?
Oh yeah, because my daughter is like literally she loves all these Asian things like bop, whatever. I don't even know what it is.
What is it?
K-pop,
K-pop.
yes, and
Okay.
like I mean she's obsessed literally, and I go, oh, like I have a Chinese kid, like okay, I'm like she's so Asian, and then like, Mom, you can't say that. Do you know how racist you said? I'm like, if you are doing all things Chinese, that would make you Asian.
Well, that's what made him so Paul Mooney so brilliant is because people don't understand how international he was. He was well traveled. So, and just the fact that he had children that grandchildren that were Mexican and grandchildren that were white, and of course my brother and I love black women, so I have a lot of black children.
You got some black
grandchildren,
children. You got a lot of
too.
children.
But the whole point is,
Don't forget our Blackanese.
who's the Blackanese?
Elijah
is
Tun.
part Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mother is my trainer. His aunt's my trainer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Vita. Mhm.
Yes. So in that realm that he dealt with racism from a international level. He just didn't make it a hood thing. So when he dealt with racism, he saw it in every race. So he really stood up for everybody. Asians love my father.
Yes, they did.
Mexicans love my father. Arabs love my father. Anybody that was yellow or brown or red loved my father. Even white folks with suntans loved my father. Okay? They loved him.
How in the world, because I'm not going to name names, but there are many children of comedians who are not funny.
Yes.
It's really painful. You guys, who got you started? The Mooney twins. And why would I be mistaken for a Mooney? I still don't know.
I know.
I mean,
It's the
because
eyes, it's the green
think
eyes.
you
the
kind
eyes?
of
It's the
look
eyes.
like them.
It's the
Literally.
green eyes.
You kind of do.
Yeah.
More than me.
I really think I'm a Mooney. I do. I was
That's
telling him
hilarious.
I was pregnant in Israel. Let me tell you how the Lord can really send you and give you the power to get out of places. I got pregnant in Israel. The doctor said it's not safe for you to fly. You have to stay there for 3 months. My mother-in-law said you could stay with my family. I felt so good I could travel. It was amazing. Okay, suddenly I was healed. Boom! Boom! So
That's
now
funny.
I'm pregnant and I'm on this plane. I'm just going to go over it again. And Queen Latifah is there. Everybody's looking at Queen Latifah. And someone pulls me aside and says, hey, do you mind taking a picture? Are you a Mooney twin? So I thought he had twin girls.
What?
That's funny.
Because I came into comedy
What?
later.
That's funny.
Yes.
So the twins had a sex change.
Or maybe I did. That's the rumor, honey. But maybe they just thought I was one of you guys and they didn't know what to say. Because after I
Wow.
saw you, I understood why. Because your dad said you look like our family from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Wow.
He always said
Yeah.
that. He
That's
always
so
said
deep.
that. He said, you got some Louisiana blood in you somewhere. I was like, no, we're just from Georgia. Because it's
Yeah.
so funny. People try to make you exotic. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
They're like, Sunda Croonquist. You married a Swede? I'm like, no.
Wow.
Make them think about it.
Right.
No. And they're like, Croonquist, how do you spell it? I'm like, phonetic. Like that,
Whoa.
right? Because
Yeah.
they want to call you Coonquist so bad.
That's hilarious.
The question, what got us into comedy was our father. Because we didn't really, like Spring and Shane, our other brother, they were raised by my father. So we came when we were about 15, so we saw him then. So he was we knew that this was something different.
Yeah.
Because we're from Oakland, we automatically knew, oh, this is, we got to see Pam Grier.
Oh my God.
Pam, look, wait, let me tell you the story about Pam Grier.
Please.
Richard Pryor, right, this is when he was dating Pam Grier.
Oh God.
And he was dating Pam Grier and Raquel Welch at the same time.
Double dipping drawers.
That's right. That's like Eddie Murphy. You got to understand, it's like Eddie Murphy dating J-Lo and Beyonce.
Okay.
Okay, for that time. So Richard Pryor was dating Pam Grier, and so Daryl and I come in the house, at Richard Pryor's house, and Pam Grier is sitting between his legs with a t-shirt on with no bra on.
Oh, you lost your mind.
Ah.
You literally
And remember, I
lost-
just saw the movie Coffee in Oakland,
Yeah. She's like,
right? So I get to see these breasts on TV. Now I'm seeing them in person.
Damn.
So he has her between his legs, like she's on the floor. He's sitting in a chair, and he's doing her hair, right? She has a t-shirt, no bra on, just titties, just as my father would say, titties everywhere, titties
Yeah.
everywhere,
Titties everywhere.
right? And so Richard looks at us, and he's smirking like, yeah, you guys are twins, and I've got my twins,
Hilarious.
right? And that's when I knew I wanted to be in show business.
Damn.
That was
Them
the moment.
titties.
It was those titties.
It had to be them
Those real titties.
titties. Them coffee.
Those-
Them Hershey
Yeah,
tips.
these
The real
wasn't
twins.
fake titties.
Hilarious.
The real twins. They weren't fake titties, and they were Gemini too, by the way.
Are they
But
really?
they were real. They were real titty twins.
The real titty twins.
And that was like, this wasn't fake titties.
This
This
was
was,
real.
they
Yeah.
was like hanging low with authority. They was just
Foxy
hanging.
Brown, baby.
You can-
Foxy
You
Brown.
hear me? You can hear drum beats.
You.
I go like dream about it.
So you got the jokes from them titties.
Yes.
Perfect. We got it.
That's
We
where it
got
comes
the jokes
from.
these titties, man. Oh my God. And he
Titties
saw.
were amazing.
Listen, I bet he saw lots. Do you need a refill from Kill?
Oh.
Do we need a
Actually,
refill?
let me just take a sip.
They don't understand Pam Grier titties, brothers.
Hashtag Pam Grier titties.
Pam
I
Grier's
want them.
titties.
I need Pam Grier titties. Let me tell you something. They don't even know who Pam Grier is, some of these kids.
They
but
don't even
should.
know. Pam Grier,
Do you know who she is?
Yes.
superstar,
Yes.
No, you
icon.
have to know who that is.
Yes.
She's the baddest.
She's the baddest. Look at Kill from Nebraska. Come on, would you refill us?
Got you, man. Don't even worry about it.
Uh-oh.
Are we in
Oh,
front of
okay,
royalty? Tell us
okay.
again.
Man, we are, man. This is God bodies up here, man. You know.
And watching. So how did we get funny? Watching Richard Pryor
Listen to this.
and Paul Mooney write for Sanford and Son in the living room, Spring. In
And
the
he-
living room.
You and
We used
my
to
dad,
watch-
you and my dad swear. You guys tell me these
You were
stories
there?
like
Yeah,
I
thank
was
you.
there.
You weren't
Like,
there.
remember, I'm
You weren't
younger.
even born yet.
Younger.
Yes.
So,
Spring
so I'm
wasn't
learning
there.
these things now, which is
Yes.
perfectly great. But definitely was not here.
So he's writing, Richard Pryor and our father, writing for Sanford and Son. Richard Pryor, cocaine, and Courvoisier.
And Courvoisier.
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 Right? With the secretary, Big Titty secretary.
Had to be big
sister,
titties,
right? And so some more big titties. So Richard is like playing, we're watching, right? We're just watching, and Richard is like looking at us, like looking at the titties, right? He like, ooh, you know, acting like he's sucking their titties, right? You know, doing mime and shit, right? And they're writing, and the secretary's just trying to do her job. And then Richard, as they're writing, Richard's saying, yeah, what we need, you know, Fred need to say, motherfucker, fuck you, Lamont, blah, 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 because he's drunk and high, right? And Paul says, no, Richard, this is television. You can't cuss, Richard, right? Keep it clean, Richard. It has to be clean, right? So he would let Richard go off, motherfucker, say shit, fuck. And Richard would say, okay, Paul, you're right. And then Paul would change it and put in the clean version of what Richard was talking about with the cussing. And that's how they used to write and play off each other.
And did you have an opportunity to meet Freddie Prinze before his death?
You know, we met Freddie Prinze. In fact, we went on Chico and the Man.
Oh
we
my
saw
God.
We saw Freddie Prinze before he died.
Senior.
And this is the deep part. Freddie Prinze was dating Raquel Welch and Pam Grier at the same time.
More titties?
Before Richard Pryor.
You have literally
Richard
Wait a
Pryor
minute, all them
and
titties.
Freddie
all
Prinze.
the
All the
tea.
tea.
Raquel Welch!
Man, he's spilling the green tea.
Right?
Raquel Welch!
If it isn't Chinese, I don't want it.
Right. But that's those real titties.
That is that tea.
So Freddie Prinze was dating them both. Then him and Richard were friends. Then Richard started dating them both.
Yeah.
So
It was a
real
freak
weird.
show.
It's a real, some
Baby,
freaky
baby,
shit.
on the dance
I
floor.
think
It
Freddie
was a
Prinze and
freak
Richard
show.
were on the same drugs.
They had to be, and I had to stay in the hotel where Freddie Prinze died.
Really?
Because
Oh,
I had a flood
fuck.
in my house, and they found out I was a comedian. And everybody kept wanting to show me this haunted room, and I was like, "But what's haunted about?" And they were like, "A comedian was killed." And I said, "Who?" I said, "Who shot them?" And they said, "No, he shot himself." And it was Freddie Prinze, and I
Yeah.
was just
Oh, wow.
like,
He just
Ah.
couldn't take it. He was so young.
he was
wow.
so young.
He was so young.
But that cocaine was so bad
Yeah.
that your father's a survivor of an era where I've lost the majority of my friends. And
But
so
he definitely didn't do drugs like
No.
that,
I
okay?
could not.
No.
He couldn't have.
No.
He would not have. We would not be talking about him like months
No.
before his birthday like
Yeah.
that. There's just no way.
No.
Cocaine's a crazy.
He needed his mind,
Yes,
honey.
he needed.
And
No, they needed his
No,
mind.
absolutely.
needed his mind.
No,
And
absolutely.
he needed his mind.
But what I say that to say, like, my dad, like I said, when I'm growing up, to me, this man wasn't this amazing comedian. Like, I know that now that I'm an adult. But when I'm growing up, like, I'm like, Dad, how come you don't, like, you're not like other dads? Like, you don't know how to fix a car. Like, you don't know how to do things that are like what men do. Like, that's just weird. And then he was like, feel my hands. Come here, feel my hands.
Beautiful.
And I'm like, perfect. Let me feel them. They're like soft as a baby's ass. And he's like, so how do they feel? And I'm like, they're hella soft. He's like, you know why? Because I use this. I use this right here. And that's what really inspired me. And like, literally, common sense is so freaking important to me. Like, I get actually mad, like, when people are dumb. And there's so many people that don't have common sense. So I'm probably the sister that's the most like, honey, don't get me on Instagram. I will
Being
curse you
clear.
out on Instagram.
Right,
Because I'll be,
you'll pull us
what?
some files.
What? That's me.
Tell us about that role you had on
That's so
television.
funny.
On
Oh,
Judge
she was
Mooney.
so great.
Oh, we got to work
Yes, talk
together. That
about
was the
that.
first time I
Spring
worked
was
with
so
my
great.
family.
Every
was
time she
fantastic.
would come out,
Yeah.
Paul
Bailiff.
would just crack up
He would. I mean,
off her wall.
Can we tell the
Off
audience
my
what
walk.
we're talking about first?
Judge Mooney.
Judge Mooney.
There was a show called
Yeah,
Judge
that-
Mooney.
It
Daryl
was
and
supposed
I-
to be on BET.
Yeah.
It did get cut because I think it was something about a midget humping somebody. Like, I have to get the stories correct, but like something happened where it got pulled. But
Yeah.
I mean, we're working on getting that back because honestly, it was a funny show.
How many
And
shows was it? Did we
I
talk
mean,
many episodes?
24? It was a lot of
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
Daryl and I were head writers.
Yeah.
But get back to Spring.
Let's get back to me because
Spring.
I like
Yeah,
that.
'cause Spring
Spring-
loves
Get
this.
back to me.
Spring is
You
a
played the
narcissist.
Yeah,
bailiff.
I was
She
the
was the
bailiff.
bailiff. She
Yeah,
would
and
come
actually
on-
my name was
Paul's-
Winter.
Yes,
My name was Winter,
Paul's favorite child.
which I absolutely love.
And it was so funny because Spring would come out. Because, Spring's got that beautiful, gorgeous body.
Fabulous.
She's got that
Give me more.
She's got that Mooney behind.
Yes,
yeah, I know,
yes.
huh?
Got the beauty
And it's
of the booty.
real.
Yeah, and it's
Yes.
real. And it's real.
It's
She
real.
would come out like she was a supermodel.
Yes.
And then they had these drums. So every time the drums would play,
Yes.
I would be in my little bailiff outfit and just be dancing.
Yeah.
And it was so cute because my dad would hear the music and he'd be in the
Yeah.
judge. And then like all the episodes were so great because they were real like things that
Yeah,
you take.
yes.
They like real court stuff. So
We
it's
don't have
like
no tissues
people
up
doing
here.
the wildest
Oh,
things.
stop.
Literally the wildest things. And so one of them was like this I don't know, there was a model type thing, like something with the model, and so he was on America's Next Top Model, like as the showing people how to walk, and they said, "Oh, let's see the bailiff walk." And honey, they should have never gave me that cue, honey. I walked like there was no walking, honey, and my dad just howled laughing. It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was great. I love working with my
Listen,
family.
it's beautiful to work with your family,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
what I think,
I don't think my brothers knew that I was the funny one, actually.
Yeah, she's
Like they didn't
She
know.
is funny.
They didn't learn until that show. They're like, wait,
Spring's funny.
you're funny.
never mind that. How come your ass didn't get old? By the way, can we talk about that for a minute?
Because
I'm
I'm Benjamin Button.
You must be, because I thought you were Aviva's age.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
I said she's got to be about 25 by
Oh,
now. I
thank
said
you.
she had to get older,
No,
said she's
I
about
drank
25.
the same juice that Paul did, honey. We're nigger vampires.
Is that something they had made up in Louisiana? Because he's always talking about.
I know.
Let me tell you, I had the pleasure of meeting your grandmother.
Aw,
Now let me
Lavoya Baker.
just share this crazy story. I find out on a show called Second Verdict, which is it was on PAX. I find out on the set, and I'm the comedic relief, that my mother has cancer, okay?
Man.
And I can't continue to be funny. And the producer is Ray Bruni from KTLA and all this. And he goes, "What the hell's the matter with you?" He goes, "You're not funny, and you're not da-da-da-da." And I go, "Oh, my mommy has cancer." And he goes, "Oh, we're gonna break for lunch." So it just shows you, like how things just change in life on you, and how you still have to stay focused.
Yeah.
And now I have to tell you something. I remember buying my mother her stuff at Nordstrom's and running into your grandmother, and she had black patent leather boots on.
That my dad probably bought for her.
Bought for, wait, let me, she's like my husband, can't even let you tell the story.
Because I know it already.
So I see Paul, and Paul said, "What you looking so sad about? You didn't spend enough of your husband's money?" And I said, "No," I said, "He doesn't make enough money." So then he said to me, "Nobody makes enough money for you. Say hello to my mother." And I said to her, "Oh my God, your shoes are fabulous." He said, "You see that, Ma? I told you that those were fabulous." She said, "These here hurt my feet, Paul." And when she said that, I lost it. And that's what made me laugh.
Yeah.
And that was the last person, and that's why he's such, I don't know, he's family to me.
Yeah.
He's family to me. And he should be in every comedy class, along with all of these people who are forgotten. I said to one of my students at the LA School of Comedy, I go, "Wow, you look like Sammy Davis Jr." And he said, "The baseball player?
Stop it right now.
That's a Dominican. You got it all wrong." Can I say Dominican? So I just wanted to say, because I don't want to say Puerto Rican, mix them up. Sigue, chocolate. Anyway, just to make everybody happy. Como una promesa, eres tú. All right, so just to let everybody know, like, we're all going. But, and at the end of the day, he was just a fashionista on top of it all with your grandma. With your grandma telling me her feet hurt.
That's funny. I mean, he could dress, honey.
Yeah.
He could dress.
Dress.
He bought my clothes. That's like the reason why I love clothes so much. Every time he was in New York, he would come home and he would be like, "Here, I got you this." And it would literally piss. I was like, "Oh, thank you, honey. I'll be wearing these
But
this
like
weekend."
nice, right?
Like nice.
See, we knew him before when Paul didn't have a lot of money. He would go to the discount stores, the rummage
The rummy.
cells.
He called it the rummy.
Right? The rummy. I'm going to the
rummy.
rummy.
Going to the rummy,
We love
homie.
it.
Going to the rummies, and he would go to the rummies, and he would find classic clothes, and we would go in there with him. He said, "How do you like this? Does this piss? Does it piss?
Oh!
You know, a deep golden shade. Does it
Yes.
piss? Right?
Yeah.
So he would find all this stuff, get these little ties, get these little matching pants, and would be sharp.
Sharp is sharp.
I mean, clean. I mean, get them tailored.
No,
Right,
tailored.
We had the Italian
honey.
tailor.
Yeah.
You saw. I mean, this is before.
Yeah.
But we had because
Yeah.
we get rummy stuff too, right? So we all get all this shit bigger than
Yeah.
just
But
real big.
he knew the
And then we
style
would
so well that he knew
and
how
also
it looked.
the material.
Yeah.
The material was like classic.
Uh-huh.
And we would all go to the tailor, the Italian tailor, and get fitted.
Then walk out. Come in with $2 clothes, walking out with a $1,000 outfit.
Exactly.
Of course.
Exactly.
Hey, but look, the greatest have done. Prince
Yeah.
always
you
went
can
into.
read Prince, honey.
Oh my God.
Tiny little thing.
Oh my God, did you ever meet him?
You know what? I met him once.
Me too, and he was tiny.
He was a tiny little thing.
He was a tiny
and
thing.
wore them heels better than me.
Okay, especially the little Cuban heels. You know, once this is a true story, and I love Prince. And you know, his sister-in-law worked with me on the Femme Fatale show. Her name is Janice Garcia, and the other one, Mayte, is a dancer, his first wife. And I saw them at a club, and I ran, and it was just like shocking because he was so petite. So why am I telling you this? Is that I saw him in concert. And you know he did a James Brown move, and I know, being black, that he fell. And I was like, oh shit, Prince fell. And the white people were like, yay! And I was like, Prince fell. And my husband said, he fell? Oh my God. Because he got right up. But I thought about it because only we would know these things.
Right.
Then your dad was telling me a story. He said, I know one thing. I saw Prince. He was fantastic. He said slipped and fell. Nobody even caught it. I was like, only you would catch that. Then having Debbie Allen at your dad's memorial, let's talk about that. And her experience as being his choreographer was just such great news. I mean, who saw that coming, Debbie Allen?
They're good friends.
Debbie, you know, we met Debbie Allen before my father.
Wow.
People don't know that story. The Fishes Say Pittsburgh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always forget you guys are actors too.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, we forgot. They're not
We
just
did a-
twins.
We did a.
I always forget. And I've been meaning to see that.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh.
Ah!
Literally.
The Fishes Say Pittsburgh is a classic movie.
No, I've heard.
It is the first fantasy black film, basketball film that dealt with astrology. That's why it was the Fishes Say Pittsburgh. The team was made up of Pisces, and it was the first music video film, right?
What?
And this is a classic movie.
We
Dr.
can't find it.
J.
It might be a cult thing. It might be
Dr.
a cult
J
thing, and I need to
is
know.
the star of it, Dr. J. And you had all these NBA players in it. You also had Jonathan Winters. He was in
comedian.
it. Comedian.
Lived in my building.
Yes. Debbie Allen was the head cheerleader.
Oh my God.
And check this out. This is when she met Norm Nixon. Remember when I said it was a basketball
I
film?
know.
He came out, and she was with her husband, right? And then all of a sudden her husband left. Then her and Norm was hanging the whole time. The next thing I know, she was divorced and she was marrying Norm. So I actually saw this go down. Is what
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Again.
And
Again.
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 And just tell you about Debbie Allen.
Debbie Allen moment.
Debbie Allen was a short sister. She had the best, realest ass on the planet.
I mean, she was a dancer, honey.
You hear me? I have never seen a dancer with this type of ass. Check this out. And she was from Texas, so we called her Tex Ass. But check this out. So she's dancing, right? And all these. This was at the time when all the dancers. Remember, the Wiz were in town.
Yes.
The Wiz crew. So you had all these horny women, because
Yes.
at that time all the dancers were gay. So all the
Okay.
women were horny. Dancers were horny.
Look for straightman.
We took advantage of
Yes.
that. Right? So
Big advantage.
So
I don't know if I want to hear this.
so but Debbie Allen. Let me get clean again. Debbie Allen. She's dancing in the club, right? She's just doing her thing. She's dancing. All these gay male dancers around her trying to outdo her,
Oh, hey.
right? Debbie does a spin, like spins real fast, and then just goes in slow motion, just start moving her ass like this.
Wow.
Oh, they just had to bow down.
They
It was
had
over.
to.
It was over.
When you
It
did
was
the
over.
move, I was like,
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, it was over. They just had to.
Well, you know, I have to tell you, Debbie Allen's presence is one of the reasons that I was so happy to do this podcast today, because I would like to do something in Paul Mooney's honor that can do the same that Debbie Allen has done for the community with dance. And let me just be very short right now. I had a wonderful opportunity of, I don't know if it's wonderful or not, but, you know, it was wonderful because I had a client, a student, who got 25 to life, but he didn't kill anybody, and his friends took up a collection for him to take a class with me. And he's still clean. His name is Stacy Taylor. He hasn't gone back to
beautiful.
jail. He is opening for Mike Epps, Sherry Shepard,
Beautiful.
Russell Peters.
Beautiful.
And what Sinbad said about Debbie Allen is that Debbie Allen keeps your kids' asses off the streets. You say asses, but you know him.
Wow.
But I'm thinking about the world of comedy and how, with my background, I don't know if you guys know, I have a degree in criminal justice. I was a former probation and parole review officer.
Awesome.
My degree is in criminal justice from Seton Hall University. So having worked in the prison system, I've seen what recidivism is and how it happens. It happens because kids have nothing to do.
Yes.
I was a problem child. I wasn't suspended. I was expelled from my school from kindergarten through 7. My last year, they throw for what? Laughing?
Right.
Think about it. Laughter. It's a release. And all these kids now, I believe that we have to leave the kids alone. Along the thinking of a professor you wouldn't know about, Joseph Polanski, that I studied with. He said, leave the kids alone whenever possible. When I look at Paul Mooney and I think about what he's left us and you, his family, his legacy.
You know, it's something. It's
There's
so
something
important
there.
what you just said about the children and how they have something to do. And I never told Spring this, but because she grew up like that, you know, staying out of trouble. But we're from Oakland. My brother and I are from Oakland, so
I
we
don't
could have got
understand because
in.
I'm from Jersey.
We
So,
could have got in all kind of.
so
mess.
Oakland's like what, Patterson?
Yeah, the hood, all that going
All right,
down.
all right.
Drug addicts, the whole
Right.
deal. So when we came to Hollywood, to see a black man, like you said earlier, using his mind and his wit to make money, his words,
He's a wordsmith.
we got to see another level of what a black man represented. So when we came, of course, coming out there, we came for the summer.
Right.
So he was showing us how to dress and have, you know, remember the patch jeans? Man, the patch jeans, tight T-shirts. And
Yes.
so we came back to Oakland. Oh, this was Hollywood in the hood.
Hollywood. Hashtag
we-
Hollywood.
We had a whole different mindset and reference. And it was all about staying out of trouble because we had something to live for. You know, because we saw
Exactly.
something else. So we got in the theater, got heavy in the theater. As soon as we came back, got to take theater class. And we started doing the same thing he was doing. Became the top actors. In fact, my brother and I, could you imagine that we both played Martin Luther King?
Stop it. I hope you guys weren't doing coke because you couldn't have a dream. 'Cause
No.
you would never sleep.
No. We both played. He did part of the scenes. I did some of the scenes. But we both ended up
everybody
playing
thought it
Martin
was
Luther
the
King.
same
The same
person.
person.
Oh, please. Yes. Oh, you don't even know what they do. They don't even- But you'll tell the difference. You can tell the difference when they start cutting eyes and stuff.
First of all, I barely know
Know
them
the
apart.
difference. I was gonna say-
now. I was like, is it Daryl or Dwayne? Dwayne or Daryl? And for the longest, I thought when growing up, I was like, oh, Dwayne's the sweet one. I love him. And then I find out he's the mean one, and Daryl was the cool one.
You really do have to see the Mooney. You have to see the Mooney twins. Where can they see some of the Mooney experience of you and your brother?
Well, right now we're
guys
doing.
have shows.
Yeah, we're doing a Paul Mooney tribute to.
When?
We're going to be in
Call me.
Lancaster coming up. I'll call you.
Yeah.
Lancaster,
They've been doing
Pennsylvania?
it.
Yeah, we've been
And
doing it.
now,
We just left
I mean, they could
Baltimore.
go to the
Pennsylvania.
Laugh Factory whenever. Because
Yes.
don't we own that?
Yeah.
And if we don't, shouldn't we
should,
own
right,
that?
right,
And
right.
Comedy Store too. I'm coming for you.
Yes. Yes.
I
So
ain't
we-
saying nothing, but listen, Paulie Shore was there.
But
Loved your father.
Yeah.
The Paul Mooney tribute that we do, basically we talk about him. We tell jokes, tell some of the stories I told earlier
Right.
today, and we talk about him, what he meant to comedy, because it's closure for people.
It is, and
we
they
do
need
our,
it.
And we do our material. But last show that we did in Baltimore, we literally got a standing ovation. Okay,
Sure.
so it was a great show,
Amazing.
and it's taped, so we'll be selling that.
I would love to see it.
heard
And,
that.
and wait a minute, I have to see some pieces. So I go to this memorial. First of all, it's like ridiculous. It's done by David Letterman, Sandra Bernhardt,
Yes.
Chaka Khan, Niecy Williams, Debbie Allen, Johnny Gill. And then it was so funny because I'm sitting with Spike Lee, who looks like my cousin Poochie. And I said, "You look so much like my cousin Poochie." And he said, "Do you have a picture?" I said, "No, he died. But I'm going to call my cousin and see if she could send a picture of him." So when my cousin Karen in Patterson sent a picture back, he said, "Oh, she was married to Bernie Mac." Hysterical, but I didn't know I was supposed to talk to him. But he has such a great time, and Eddie Griffin is such an entertainer.
He's hilarious.
He's not only is he hilarious, he's also talented as a singer and a
Super.
dancer. Does so many things.
Right now he's in Vegas.
I know it with
my
his
goodness.
own. He has a residence in Vegas.
Yeah.
I promised that I was going to talk about that at one point. But I do want to do something with a scholarship with Paul Mooney, and I'm going to tell you the difference with Paul when I say scholarship in terms of doing stand-up comedy, about using your words instead of just saying bad words to make you for shock value. He didn't do that. You should know that Paul Mooney didn't have to do that
didn't-
because
he
he
didn't
was a
cuss,
wordsmith.
like-
No.
Actually, I don't even
go
know
ahead.
how I got my potty mouth because Dad
No.
didn't
Hanging
cuss
with people
cuss.
from
No,
Jersey.
so you got to understand though. This is what made Paul different. The cussing wasn't the joke.
Exactly.
It was just part of the, the excitement of the
And the
getting
communication
to the
of
joke.
the joke.
Communication.
Yes.
But it was never the joke. It was never the punchline. My father was, he wrote commercially. He wrote, for people who cussed, but it was always the material.
Always.
So that was different about him. He cussed for flavor. He didn't cuss because he had to. So that's what made him on top of his game because he knew when to cuss, when not to cuss. He knew when to fuck with people.
And when not to
everything
fuck
did-
with people, when he
when
getting
not to
paid
fuck
that
with
money.
people. He always did things on purpose.
Right.
He did, and when white people hired him, they hired him for a reason.
Yes. Yes.
They wanted to communicate. When he got these, like he would tell me about these industrials. You know what they are? So there's these gigs you do as a comedian that's not really for an audience. It's for people so you can open their minds.
Yes.
So you can show white people what they're doing as a mistake. To say something like, "Are you going to fix your hair when it is fixed? This is my hair." It's like living in my building, and the Persians love me. But to say things like, "You know something? I don't like you with the sick hair," and I say, "Excuse
so
me."
wild.
The
Wild.
sick hair. He says, this is very, very, very sick hair. And I'm like, you got kitchens like I got kitchens, and you got straightening comb braids too, okay? I know you do somewhere somehow. And I just love Paul. I want to know, what are we going to do about helping? Like, for example, I've got a new kid, Dante, 9 years old. And I had to cancel this kid 3 times because your dad, I got depressed. Look, it's a family, it's your father, and it's our
Right.
father.
Right.
So we all had to mourn ourselves.
Right.
Okay, and then I have to go to a memorial, the first one, and feel like I didn't feel it. Like,
Because that first one was pretty tired.
The one at the Laugh Factory?
That's right.
Yeah.
oh, wow.
It was pretty tired.
Tell me about it.
Well, it was so quick we didn't
Yeah.
even know about it. Like
Yeah.
basically it happened just because it's just like I feel like it was a way like yes, to pay homage to our dad, but also to get in a show.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, he died. We're going to put his name up and then we're going to have a comedy show right after. So it's just like,
Oh, so you didn't give him the name the Godfather of Black Lives Matter? I thought you did that.
no, that is You know what? You're hilarious. But the thing is with Jamie, I think he rushed it. And so we had to do it properly. Clearly, it was going to be done properly. He had died like an hour later. It was a show. So it was weird.
And it was, yeah, and you know what? A lot of people were insulted and called me, and I felt so badly about it because I
Yeah.
had nothing to do with that.
Right.
And there was such a relationship, to his defense of Jamie Masada. There was such a relationship between he and Paul would cuss him out
Oh, regularly.
on a daily basis.
Yeah,
24/7, 7 days a week.
Regularly. And then also, like, I mean, they did have a cool relationship.
They loved
Every
each other.
holiday, my dad was literally
Yeah.
at.
We were there.
Yeah.
You grew
Like,
up there.
there.
My kids, Aviva and Tova grew up there. They don't have no
Literally there.
holiday, no Christmas, and no Thanksgiving. You gotta be slugging some.
But
We're gonna feed
Jamie
them over.
always told us that Paul made the Laugh Factory.
He did.
He was the first comedian that performed
Yes.
at the Laugh Factory.
I mean,
Yes.
they weren't paid.
So-
Well, even okay, so everywhere, because at the Comedy Store they weren't getting paid.
No.
Like that strike they did was.
Oh, shall we
literally-
talk about the strike?
Shall we talk about the
Okay,
strike?
We
let's
should
talk
talk
about
about
the
the
strike.
strike for the
Let's
comedians. Look at
talk
these
about
new
that
comics
strike.
who don't even know, and
Let's
they're
talk
freaking
about
out.
Hey.
why comedians get paid
Today is
You
because
better
of Paul
thank
Mooney.
Mr.
And I want
Paul
to get
Mooney.
this
Yeah.
real
Y'all
clear.
would not
It's
have
because of
Yes,
Paul Mooney.
yes.
Check this out. When the
Listen.
comedy, when the strike happened, why comedians get paid today? It's because we had a meeting, right? The comedians, and Paul Mooney is the one who bought the. He's the one who said the comedians should get paid. That was Paul Mooney.
That's right.
And Paul Mooney said, they said, well, Paul, you should be the lead. He said, no, we need the white man, Tom Dreesen, to be the lead.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Tom Dreesen led the strike.
And no
But
longer
Paul
works
Mooney
at the Comedy Store.
started the strike.
Right.
Okay, he's the one who put it out there first. And we were out on the front line
Wow.
telling you, the Mitzi and all them, they were so pissed because Daryl and I were like double agents. We would be on both sides. We'd be on the picket line. We'd be on the inside.
Yeah.
Listening to them talk about
Yeah.
the outside.
But I love the double agents.
The
'cause
double
it
agents, 'cause
Literally,
it's
have to
two
be
of
like,
us, right?
we have to literally watch them. You know, them twins are double agents.
Yeah,
homie.
Right. So we were getting both sides. And, we would bring the information to our father. I don't know why they didn't think we would. Really?
Right.
Really?
Right.
Really? So we would bring the
There's the common
information.
sense.
Yeah, common sense.
Common
We would
sense,
bring
homie.
the information to our father, tell him what they were talking about.
Of course.
And because of that, we pretty much got whitelisted from the Comedy Store. Because before then, we were getting all kind of times because we were the stars of the basketball team. Remember the Comedy Store basketball team? We were the one.
And your
Daryl
name
and
was
I
on the wall.
were the point guard, the shooting guard. We're the ones why we beat everybody. CBS, NBC, ABC, BET. We kicked everybody's ass. And so we was getting all the times. But then after that, when they saw who we were standing with, they just stopped giving us time.
Close it up.
But
Close it
that's
up.
okay.
Right. And it was okay. I mean, it didn't
It's
bother us.
so okay.
But my point is that
You were there.
Paul Mooney
Started
is
it.
the one who started the strike why comedians get paid
Today. And will you
That's all I
share
wanted
with
to
them
say
about
that.
the comedian that jumped off of the Hyatt, please?
Yeah,
Can you believe
I
me?
forgot his
Actually,
name.
I forgot his name too.
Is it,
But
is
he
it
jumped.
asparagus?
Yeah,
we were-
actually, it's in Dad's book.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And tell them
They
about
thought
We
I
were
thought
there that
someone-
night though.
you
We were
there?
inside the
How
club
frightening.
when he jumped
How
off the
frightening.
roof, off the hotel next door.
How
the
frightening.
Hyatt.
Yeah, the Hyatt.
Yeah.
The
So wait a
hotel
minute,
right
wait a
next to
minute,
us is
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Comedy.
And the
What
book is
happened?
Black is the New White.
Okay, black is the new white, which
Right.
it is. And what happened? You saw this guy jump?
I didn't say we were in the club.
You
we
were in the
heard
club when
it.
he jumped?
We, you know, when you hear, you come outside and
No
police
way.
are out there. Yeah. So
Scary.
it's like,
And actually, in the book, it says,
I'm
but
so
my dad
sorry.
might be trying to be funny because he says
I'm
it was
so
another
sorry.
name.
Yeah.
Like he said, we thought it was this person,
Yeah.
and then it was really
I
this
forgot
person,
who it was.
but I don't know who it was.
Steve Lupkin.
There we go.
I know when he hit
Steve
Lupkin.
when he hit the ground, we just guess he bombed.
That is so.
Oh
I mean,
my God!
no comments.
Oh,
Where'd
it's
you learn
funny.
to
Comments,
whisper in a
always a joke.
helicopter? Come on, these are jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
always-
funny.
Jump to it.
Comedians are always
All
like,
right.
Always on.
We're always on. We can't help it.
Guess he had a bad set.
It was a bad set. No, it was the audience.
Yeah.
It was the audience.
Oh,
Listen,
That is
cold as ice. I have to tell you something. I don't know, but here somehow we're going to do something with Paul Mooney.
yeah. Let's.
and
Amazing.
even you have to, by the way.
I will definitely come.
Can I tell you something? I'm so annoying. I am so annoying to Spring. You have no idea because I call her for real. Like I'll say about something and I'll be like, "What's the kid's mother's name?" It's always a mom thing, right? It ain't even
Yeah,
show
yeah,
business. It
yeah,
ain't even
yeah,
show
yeah.
business.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, my bad. I meant to respond back. This is who it is. Yeah.
This is what I wanted to say too, because we never really talk about the mothers. You know, her mother, Yvonne, my mother, Tony, but I always wanted to tell, how she had a crush on my father, our father.
We're like the
I had a
nastiest
crush
people.
on my stepmother. You gotta understand.
Pornhub,
You gotta understand.
hashtag
You gotta understand.
I actually feel like mine is more normal
Yeah.
than what you just said. I actually don't make me punch you.
But you gotta understand, I'm not related.
Yeah.
So which one's more normal? And you gotta remember, she's only
You're right.
5 or 6 years older than me.
And the thing is let's not get it twisted. My
So-
mama is fine.
Yeah,
So
she's
I get
fine.
I get it.
But wait a minute. You don't let me tell you how fine she was. When I come in, when we come in, we come to Hollywood first. She's got a short natural, right? She's in the living room on a pad doing yoga in leotards,
Then
stretching.
everything.
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 The leotard. And looks up and says, "Hi.
Don't make me punch
Hi. It's the twins. You guys are so beautiful." I'm like, and so are you.
Let me tell you, whatever we do, I know for certain that we're keeping Paul Mooney's legacy alive. And that's what I wanted to say. Even if we do this once a month, even if we do something with other guests that come on that have done things with Paul.
Yes.
I would love to do that. And I don't know if you guys are interested, but if you love us, let us know
Yeah,
at
let
All
us
Things
know.
Mooney. And you can
Yeah.
give the other platforms.
And Daryl can come.
And Daryl
Yes.
can find
Daryl
me
and Shane.
because I'm actually
Daryl and
sick
Shane.
of being Daryl. I think I'd like to be Spring again. But yeah, let's do this. I
We
had
have
a
to do
great
this.
time. I loved it here.
Well, I mean, no,
So
you guys
fun.
did all the work. That's why I loved it.
Oh, amazing.
It was amazing.
Or maybe I did all the work.
You did. Well, of course.
Kinda did it. No.
When I tell you, she says she's the favorite, in every picture you will see that
Yeah,
she is the favorite. And before you leave,
Okay, wait.
where
In
can-
my defense, actually, let's rewind that. I know I say I'm the favorite, truly.
He loved them all.
But the reason why the pictures are all of me is literally because I love pictures so
Yes.
much. Like it literally, I'm all like, let's take a picture. Let's take a picture. And the thing is I was out of town when we were getting the booklet together.
Okay.
So some photos didn't
come through.
enter in. But also I am the favorite. And I look just like him. Actually, I've been meaning to do a TikTok and like literally be him, but I gotta
Really?
figure out TikTok because
Talk
if
to
I-
Aviva.
If I literally put my hair back and stuff, I could be Paul Mooney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen.
I love it.
yeah, I want to do it.
Last name is Mooney. They'll obviously see on your username.
Okay.
The second one is this TikTok where it's like the teenager. It's a parent first. It's like I don't even need to go to school, and then it turns around it's the kid.
I want to do this.
Oh, that's hot.
Yes.
An old
She's-
video of Paul going on stage being like, I don't like talking. to
Yes,
kids, and then it turns
I'm
around
here
you
for
edit
it. My kids are gonna hate me, but I'm here for it.
You can also do
Yes.
it with your kids too.
No.
They
I
won't
tried.
do it. They
I
won't do
tried.
it.
They
They
don't
won't
even
do
want to
it.
teach me. That's what's so annoying. They're like, Mom, you're not funny.
That's hot.
I'm like,
She'll teach you. She won't teach me.
See,
Amazing.
perfect. Isn't that cute? See how kids are? See? Amazing.
I have to tell you, not only is there a circle of life, is there something that I neglected to mention? I wanted to mention your publicist who always does everything so wonderful, Cassandra. Is it
Oh, Cassandra, yeah.
Yes, you have to mention her.
Yeah, absolutely. Cassandra is amazing. Portia Stamps is amazing.
Portia!
Portia is here with me, and she set up
Portia
this right
Stamps.
here. Portia,
Where's Portia?
stand, please. We love her.
Oh, no, the Portia.
Yay!
Or
So,
will you come on the next show at least?
no, she doesn't do that. She's
That's
behind the
okay.
scenes.
You can be behind the scenes, but
Yeah.
let
I
me tell
already
you
got her
something.
on camera.
Oh yeah!
Good.
It's a kill to
Good.
do it.
Good.
Amazing.
Period.
Oh, thank you so much for having us. I love
Listen,
that.
it's such an amazing night. You wanted to say?
Yeah, how do I buy the shirt you have on? Where is it
Oh,
at?
yes.
Oh, the shirt that I have on. This one actually is called a Legends tee. And this is on onemoonministars.com. And it's $38. And yeah, I have a lot of cool things. I bought you a shirt too.
Yes, and I'm going to wear it
Please
as soon as
do.
I can breathe.
Ah.
Get out of this, get out.
Hilarious. And tag me in it, please. And yeah, the shirt's $38. I also have hoodies for $50 with everybody wanna be a nigga.
Everybody
Nobody
want to
wanna
be a nigga.
That's a hot seller. So that's back in. And I have the complexion for the protection for the collection. I have Godfather tees and
Negro Damas yet?
you know what? Gotta get that.
Have
actually.
to do it.
Yeah. That's
You know
next.
why?
No.
Everybody else that's doing his act,
No, absolutely.
don't get me started.
Absolutely.
Next show.
First of all, don't get me started.
Okay, we won't, but you know what? We're going to have another show.
Perfect.
Before I leave, let's do next week and see if we can pull this off. And before we do that, I would like to thank Delphi Greek. I just want to thank them for providing. Marion Robs and Delphi Greek has provided them.
Oh,
Can I tell you
thank
something?
you.
These are Paul Mooney's kids. How can I prove it? How can I prove it? I said, what would they like for lunch? And they said pescatarian. And I was like, isn't one of them Jewish?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a Jewish daughter too? And then my
Hilarious.
daughter's like, what's the matter with you? It means fish and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're going to enjoy. And I really want to thank everyone who's a part of Talkshow on the Go. And my name is Sunda Croonquist. You can follow me at Sunda Live. And tell them where they can follow you and the Mooney Twins.
Dwayne Mooney on Facebook, also DwayneMooney.com. You can go there. I'm also a success coach. So, just look at the site, sign up, and so I can get in touch with you, get back to you, and show you where we are, what we're doing around the country, around the world, and let's have some fun.
And now pretend you're Daryl Mooney.
Daryl would say, I can't speak for him. He has to come himself.
And you would know the difference. And Spring, where are we going to find you?
I'm Spring Mooney, and you could find me actually at All Things Mooney. I handled that account, and you can also find me at Springtime One. And then you could also find me at OneMoonMiniStars.com.
I love it. I love it. And I want to thank all of you for being a part of today.
Thank you
so
guys.
much.
Thank
This
you.
talk show's on the go.